250 cars and 50 teams competed, and these are the top 50. 10 teams that will be competing against each other tonight to determine who is the best of the best. At the end of this massive battle, we will know the new Junkyard Joust World Champion. Hi everybody, I'm Aaron Yonda. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust. Here are the teams that are competing tonight. The top 3 from last season did not even make it into the finals this year. We've got a good mix of new and some veterans. Let's take a closer look at our teams. The Crimson Crashers have been around since Season 1. They are ranked number 2, and they are thirsty for victory. Blitzkrieg are ranked number 4, and they've got undercutting, heavy hitters, and a survivor. Power Rocket and the Indigo Ice Picks have finally made it back to the finals, and they are ranked number 7. The heaviest team by far, the Industrial Accidents, are ranked number 8, and they are tough and big. The Neon Gnashers are ranked number 3 and kind of came out of nowhere with some great survivors. Nightmare Fuel is a team of sleek vehicles ranked number 6, West Coast Flyer being their standout. The Silver Slivers are here to undercut. They are ranked number 5. Soylent Green has an unusual lineup, but that didn't stop them from making it here. They are ranked 9. Our wildcard team is the Sunrunners. They made it in by the hair of their orange chinny chin chin, ranked number 10. And ranked number 1, a team of mostly boats, the Super Splashers. Created by complete randomness in the Super Crashers Invitational, this team is going to be tough to beat. 7 vehicles have never been eliminated in this entire season. We'll keep an eye on them as we go. And 3 teams still have a special bonus action they can use to try to keep themselves in the game. It's harvest time here at the Junkyard, or more accurately, on the farm that the Junkyard takes place on. Looks like Baby Cookie and Baby Petey have taken to selling some of the cabbages that they harvested.
I've been busy. Petey can't do nothing.
Good luck to them, but for us, it is time to start the Junkyard Joust. Stay tuned until the end of the episode for a very important announcement. Here we go, round 1 of the finals. Fleet Flyer will start us off for the Crimson Crashers, sponsored by the Mad Brit King. They get that Solaire ramp out there right away. The running order is up, it is randomized. Teams do get to decide who to send down when it comes to their turn. Coming down now for Blitzkrieg, Firehouse Fueler, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. Boom! Blocks that ramp right up, immediately puts it down and locks itself on the side of the track. Great move by Blitzkrieg with the Fueler. Sunrunners, Sakura Sprinter, sponsored by Sanddragon Workshop. The Sprinter sets up its own ramp with a secret weapon sliding into position. 3 huge vehicles already down the track, and we are back to nearly halfway down. Tomb Up for the Silver Sliver, sponsored by Chris and Kat's Casa de Chaos. Tomb Up hits that secret weapon, goes flopping straight over and upside down, and it will be the first elimination in the match. Not a great thing for the Slivers. Going down first for the number 1 ranked Super Splashers, Sea Rescue Boat, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Sea Rescue Boat floats up on top of the Sprinter and then slides off to a successful recovery. Exactly what this team has been doing all season. Here comes the Ramp Stopper, Mercedes-Benz 4850 Type 240 Schnabel Trailer, sponsored by Price X Private Parts for Industrial. The Schnabel Trailer lowers the boom on that ramp, throws that thing off the track. It is done for the match. Also squeezed Firehouse Fueler off the track, and now we've got another big line going. What's Up going down first for the Gnashers, sponsored by G-Zeus. What's Up has proven itself to be pretty good at these rebound situations, and it does it pretty well this time, getting off the track and staying right side up for Neon. Going down first for Nightmare Fuel, a 57 Buick, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. The Buick slams into position, no nonsense there, starts to push the Sprinter off the track. And now coming down will be Skull Crusher for the Ice Pick, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Skull Crusher kind of wrestles with the back of the Chevy a little bit, but can't do any damage. That Chevy has yet to be eliminated officially. It was swapped once, though. Soylent Green sending down High IQ, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. High IQ scoots underneath the Chevy and Skull Crusher, getting them both up in the air. Very vulnerable position. This next hit could be huge. And indeed it will. The biggest vehicle on the track, double-decker bus, 309 grams for the Crimson Crasher, sponsored by Jesus. Skull Crusher and the Chevy are thrown in a heap over the back end of the Schnabel. The Sakura Sprinter's starting to tip, and I can't tell who got eliminated there. I think the Chevy did. The Chevy is out, Skull Crusher has survived, and Sprinter's in danger. Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar, sponsored by DYW Production Labs. Hypercar hits the back of that bus. There's nowhere to go at all. High IQ starts to get pushed up and sandwiched. Ozenberg, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. Ozenberg pushes into position, sets up its own ramp. Not the most stable of ramps, but it is effective generally. Power Piston, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror. Power Piston shoots off of Ozenberg, goes into the fence. Look at that nice recovery. Upside down most of the way, but pulls it out at the last second for a great landing. Here comes a boat, Speedboat, sponsored by Aardvark of Freedom. Speedboat takes the ramp and of course has no problem with it, sliding into the cabbage truck. Doesn't look like it damaged any cabbages or Junkyard Joust fans. It's the Megalifter crane truck for Industrial, sponsored by Sanddragon. Megalifter crane truck does not have any interest in the back of Ozenberg and annihilates Ozenberg for good, throwing it off the track upside down. The Hypercar survives. And we've got a very intelligent sandwich going on. Neon Nasher sending Cosmic Coupe, sponsored by Moo Cow Horse Farm. Neon usually sending Cosmic Coupe down first, but deciding to go with What's Up this time, for obvious reasons. 2009 Corvette Stingray Concept, sponsored by Chorgoth. The Corvette punches at Cosmic Coupe, but it is not going to be taken out that easily and makes a nice recovery off to the side, pretty much safe. Lamborghini Diablo, sponsored by DYW Production Labs. The Lamborghini shoots that Corvette up on top of the crane and it rolls over, cannot make a recovery happen. Nightmare Fuel are gonna lose one, and that's actually 2 losses for them so far. Shell Shock, sponsored by Chorgoth. Shell Shock locks it in, cannot get Diablo off the track. The Tyrrell P34, sponsored by Sicken. This is gonna clear some cars off the track. And yes, it does. They are both okay for the moment. Shell Shock with a great pivot and a recovery. Lamborghini is in trouble though, tipping. Shell Shock landed over by Raphael, who may be a little shell shocked. I think he got hit by that crane when it came down. Pierce Velocity 100-foot aerial platform, sponsored by Reaper EOD. The aerial platform rockets into position and the Tyrrell gets thrown and I think makes a recovery. Yep, landed over on Skull Crusher. That's great news for Crimson. Pole vaulted over the arm. Lamborghini is out. 98 Subaru Impreza, sponsored by Farty Marty. The Impreza smashes into the line and it's starting to back up. This should help things. Solaire, sponsored by Judy Collins. The Sliver's thrilled to have Solaire on their team, but Solaire not doing a great job of even removing the Impreza. Goes curbside and that's not good. Mercedes 500 SCC, sponsored by Moo Cow Horse Farm, the only non-boat on the team. The Mercedes takes out the Impreza, throws it over, Solaire survives. Nice hit by that car. And checking on the Sprinter up front, looks like it's fine. Helicopter Transport, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Helicopter bashes into the line, a crushing blow, and the Mercedes is eliminated. First elimination for our #1 ranked team, and now it looks like maybe the ramp on Airport is set up. Maybe not, actually. Speedy Perez, sponsored by Star Corps Industries. Speedy hits it, but doesn't go off the ramp, bounces backwards, and flips over. Nice recovery for Neon. Did it set the ramp up, though? Looks like it's kind of in the same position. The Pagani Huayra, sponsored by Judy Collins. The Huayra screams in underneath the ramp of Helicopter Transport, and Helicopter is starting to tip and go over. It has had problems with that this season. The 55 Mercedes-Benz GLASNER, sponsored by Reaper EOD. This vehicle has been doing magical things for ice picks, and this time it actually helped helicopter transport. No eliminations on that hit. Rare Flow, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. Rare Flow hits the Wyra. Now, if you're paying attention, you might notice that the two cars ahead of Rare Flow are actually reversed here. How did that happen? Well, what happened is Crimson Crashers got excited. They sent Baseline down first, and so Cookie attempted to reconstruct the conditions on the track, but it was wrong. Baseline sponsored by StarCorps Industries. Good news though, the results were exactly the same. The Wyra goes off the track, survives, and so ultimately no harm done from that little mistake. Jet Threat 4, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. Jet Threat starts to move Rare Flow underneath the Blauswunde, and we are backing up the hill, and we have 18 cars left to come down, and some of them are huge. This is going to get interesting. The 73 Holden Monaro, sponsored by Sloss Automotive Sachet and Buffet. And it does a little bit of moving of the line, not a whole lot. The Blauswunde is forced off. Jet Threat goes curbside. Nobody's getting eliminated here. Hot Tub, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Hot Tub collides with the line and gets some great action, throwing two cars off, actually breaking the wing off of Jet Threat 4. It goes curbside, Jet Threat survives, and so does the Holden. Tower Boat, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Tower Boat collides with Hot Tub, pushes it under Baseline. Baseline twists a little bit and starts to go sideways. That's very close right now. Some big vehicles still to come down the track. Rocket Oil, sponsored by Party Marty. Boom! Rocket Oil manages to clear some space, and it is devastating. Two eliminations, Hot Tub and Baseline. Tower Boat, the only one who survives. Rare Flow starts to move all the way up to helicopter transport. Amazoom, sponsored by Mr. Mark. Amazoom pops into Rocket Oil, bounces back a little bit, nowhere to go. 51 Mercury for Nightmare, sponsored by Sicken. The Mercury ejects Amazoom from the track and goes curbside itself in a bad position. Next up, Metalloid, sponsored by Judy Collins for the Ice Picks. Metalloid knocks the Mercury off the track, and somehow it manages to stay upright, although a little close to 45. Looks good to me, though. Now, Swamp Buggy, sponsored by Sloss Automotive for Soylent. Swamp Buggy slams Metalloid over the top of Rocket Oil and throws it sideways. If Metalloid stays like that, it will be eliminated. Looks to me like it could recover with little help. And it's Big Haul, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. Big Haul squeezes Swamp Buggy off the track, and it kind of clambers over on top of Speedy and sits there upright. Pretty decent recovery, actually. Enzo Ferrari, sponsored by Sloss Automotive for Glitzkrieg. The Enzo shoots underneath Rocket Oil and Big Haul. Big Haul, gets thrown over and upside down in a really tough position. No way to get out of there, and Metalloid starts to make a recovery. Monoracer, sponsored by Judy Collins for the Sunrunners. Monoracer pushes Enzo a little bit farther underneath. Rocket Oil manages to stay upright. Shadowjet 2 for the Slivers, sponsored by Sicken. Shadowjet gets some good action. Monoracer thrown up into the sky. Rocket Oil goes over. Monoracer hits a 6 as it heads over to a brilliant recovery, which is what that car is all about. And it looks like just the one elimination on that hit. Ski Boat, sponsored by Farty Marty. Ski Boat pushes into the pile, does not manage to escape the track, doesn't do any damage though either. Here comes some potential damage. Volvo FMX truck, sponsored by Chorgoth for Industrial. Volvo smashes into the pile. The boat gets hurled off and makes a recovery. The Enzo Ferrari is flipped over unceremoniously and crushed underneath, eliminated. Blitzkrieg will lose one. And it looks somehow like the Volvo has gotten that ramp up. Turbine Time will take the ramp, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover for Neon. Turbine Time shoots off that ramp, hits the back of the double-decker, I think, and makes the survive happen. Doesn't do any damage on the way over there. What a great landing, keeping it balanced the whole way. West Coast Flyer going to take that ramp, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. The Flyer does what it does so well, flipping over and landing and making the recovery and helping Silver Slivers out big time. First elimination of this round, if you remember way back to the beginning, was Tomb Up. It's back alive. Power Rocket sponsored by Stump. Power Rocket takes that ramp and does another great job. Some vehicles excel with a ramp in place, and these two are definitely two of them. Final car of round one, the Mini Cooper for Soylent, sponsored by Jesus. Mini Cooper takes the jump and does a good job of making it happen for the team. That thing has struggled this season, but makes it happen when it counted most. The end result of the Volvo ramp is actually just a recovery, no eliminations. And there were only 11 eliminations in this entire round, which is not that many for a big event like this. We have got some good survivors out there. And we've got one measurement to take. It's on High IQ, who actually is below the 90-degree level and will make it into the next round. There's the eliminations. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Crimson Crashers ended up losing both of their survivors. Super Splashers and Silver Slivers lost one, as well as Glitzkrieg. Neon Gnashers lost none. Nightmare Fuel and Sunrunners dropped 2 down to 3. Indigo Ice Picks and Industrial Accidents each lost 1 down to 4. Soylent Green did not lose a car. They are steady at 5. No team lost more than 2 in round 1, and the Neon Gnashers lost nothing. They will start us off in round 2 with their classic starter car, Cosmic Coupe. Randomized running order is up. Shell Shock lines it up. And Firehouse Fueler knocks him down. Shellshock goes off the track, and so does Cosmic, a solid hit. Shellshock has not escaped, though. Helicopter Transport finishes the job and lines up its ramp, something it has not been able to do much. Sea Rescue Boat floats off that ramp, kind of bounces off the cab a little bit, almost parks there, but doesn't. Power Rocket loves a ramp and takes this one with aplomb. Look at all that bouncing around to a recovery. Nice job, PR. Power Pistons, much the same, launches off of it, hits it over into the safety area, and manages to pull it together. Nice landing. West Coast Flyer, oh no, tragedy strikes. Nightmare Fuel is in trouble. They do not have a bonus action this time, and West Coast Flyer took a tumble, hit a 6. Could not get back upright again, and I think that pretty much dooms this team's chances in the finals, sadly. Bad luck for them. And what did I just say about dooming their chances in the final? Sunrunners pulling the same stunt, losing Monoracer, and they do not have a bonus action either. The rest of their team's gonna have to step up. The Tyrrell sneaks underneath Helicopter Transport as it has done before, and now Helicopter Transport could be in trouble. Turbine Time with a little muscle pushes Tyrrell farther underneath, but goes curbside itself. And there's a big slam from High IQ, who also goes underneath Helicopter Transport. Turbine Time starts to get flipped up a little bit. The Cadillac Hypercar gets some good action there and knocks High IQ off and over, and Soylent will finally lose a vehicle. The Volvo blasts into position for Industrial, and look at this, Neon is going to lose Turbine Time, a solid vehicle for them. It goes over sideways, just can't make it happen. Could be trouble for Neon. Ski Boat ramps it, flops about a little bit, and then manages to come down upright on top of the Hypercar. Good run for Metalloid, bouncing off of Helicopter and landing it. High IQ flips over a little bit more, but no other damage. Tomb Up after a miracle recovery in the last round. Can't really manage to make it happen this time and flips over upside down unless there is another miracle recovery. Hits a 6 as it goes over and is eliminated. The Volvo gets another takedown, this time on the 51 Mercury. That'll be another loss for Nightmare Fuel. They are not looking very happy right now. An amazing launch by the Holden Monaro, but it all ends badly as it flips over and can't quite make a recovery happen. And that's another loss for Sunrunners, back-to-back eliminations for them. Crimson down to 3 only had the choice of the double-decker or Fleet Flyer. They send Fleet Flyer and it ends in tragedy. A huge loss for Crimson, though. It looks like maybe they finally stopped that ramp. And Amazon finishes the job. Neon pushing that Volvo out of the way and going pretty heavily curbside. Rare Flow sneaks underneath both vehicles using that Volvo as protection maybe and starts to carve its way down the track. A big hit from Pierce Velocity, and is it my imagination or did the back wheels come off of the Volvo? Looking at it in the slow-mo shot, oh man, it looks like maybe we lost some wheels there. Another bruising hit, this time from the Megalifter crane truck. It knocks over some hay bales over on the side with its arm. Both of these vehicles with arms coming down back to back. No eliminations on that hit. Cookie made the right choice going into the hay wagon. Tower boat lines up. And then gets blasted off the track and makes the recovery happen for Super Splashers, bounding almost all the way down to the crates over by the now eliminated Monta Racer. Solaire takes a shot at the Blaus Wunda and it does not succeed in assassinating that vehicle. It has been very good at avoiding those types of hits. The Pagani noses into position. And the Sprinter comes down next with no more secret weapon. It looks a little unstable. Sunrunner's definitely in trouble. But then a massive wallop from the double-decker sort of cements them into the track, and they're looking okay for the moment. Solaire gets squeezed off the track for the slivers. And up towards the middle of the track, Rareflow has made it almost all the way down to the end, going underneath everybody. What's up with the bounce attack? Bouncing back, staying in the track this time, not escaping to safety. Goes sideways, but then recovers no problem. Swamp Buggy gets a little bounce back from What's Up, and then they line up again. Jet Threat 4 tosses Swamp Buggy off the track. It stays alive. Soylent with only one elimination so far. The Schnabel trailer with a massive squeeze, and look at What's Up go up in the air, come down, flips over at the last second, but there is some serious height right there, 9. That is the highest so far in the match, and it makes the recovery afterward. Impressive. That vehicle does some interesting stuff. Speedboat sets up for the Splashers. Skull Crusher wrestles a little bit with Speedboat, cannot get it off the track for some reason, and we're starting to back up the hill. Shadow Jet clears them both off the track and lines up behind the Schnabel. No eliminations though, good recoveries for both. Speedy Perez bounces off of Shadow Jet's back end and makes a beautiful landing right next to his teammate. Mini Cooper kind of bobbles around a little bit on the back of Shadow Jet, nowhere to go though, and that is going to do it for round 2. Almost the same number of eliminations as round 1, 8 this time, and we are going to take a measurement. Nightmare Fuel struggled in this round. It was a catastrophe, and now we're going to take a measurement on the Huayra, one of their few remaining cars. It is exactly at 45, and it will stay in the match. Industrial had a little bit of an accident with the Volvo and lost all of the back wheels. This thing can still go down the track though, so it will stay in the match. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Number 2 ranked Crimson Crashers fall to just 2 vehicles left in the match. Neon loses 1 down to 4. Silver Slivers lost 1 down to 3. Splashers and Glitzkrieg steady at 4. And the bad news over here is mostly for Nightmare Fuel and Sunrunners, each down to just 1 vehicle, their hopes dimming. Soylent falls from 5 to 4. Ice Picks and Industrial also at 4. Round 3, here we go, starting off with the Sea Rescue boat for the Splashers. Randomized running order is up. No teams out of this yet. But as we know, that will change, and it will change soon. Something I've never seen before. We have 6 teams that have 4 vehicles left, and this is round 3. I think that says something about the level of competition going on here. And boom, there is helicopter transport arriving on the scene. Firehouse Fueler just about tipped over. Wow, that was a close call for Glitzkrieg. It is still in danger. And Cosmic Coop will be the first one to take the newly set up ramp of Helicopter Transport, who is finally figuring out how to set up that ramp. Hits a height of 6. Ooh, before the unthinkable happens, Cosmic Coop kind of pivots around and can't find a way to escape this and is eliminated. That is very bad news for Neon, one of their best cars. Power Pistons with some serious acrobatics right there. Some awesome flips, hits the crates, bounces back off the safety area, all the way up to a 6 before it basically makes the recovery. Mildly precarious position right there, but it looks like, well, actually no, that does not look like a recovery currently. I think Power Pistons is in trouble. The Tyrrell shoots underneath Helicopter Transport as per usual. Cannot take it out though, gonna need some help. The Sprinter, last remaining vehicle for the Sunrunners, and didn't really do much there. Just a little bit of progress. The Wyra smacks the Sprinter and knocks the back end open. No damage there. Speedboat pops into position, turns around to face the other direction for some reason. And boom, it's the Cadillac Hypercar with the first team eliminated of this match. Nightmare Fuel goes down on that hit. Speedboat hits a 6 before making a very deft landing, and yeah, the Wyra is out. Sunrunners managed to stay alive for the moment. I don't think the Pagani can come back from that. Swamp Buggy pushes the Tyrrell farther down the track. Sunrunners are very happy right about now. Sprinter survives. The Blauswunde takes a shot at Soylent. Swamp Buggy is not having it. This car has been doing all right in the match so far, and it will survive yet again. Here comes another ramp for Industrial. The Volvo cannot set it up this time. The track is too tight, and it wobbles and goes curbside. Maybe having no wheels back there a little destabilizing. Speedy gets easily underneath the Volvo, and that lack of wheels on the back end causes it to pretty much wobble and tip over. It cannot catch on the side like it has done in the past. A nice takedown by Speedy. Solaire slips underneath both Speedy and the Mercedes-Benz, and it doesn't do any damage though. Not as much assassinating going on for Solaire this time around. Double-decker kaboom! Solaire starts to get some good penetration underneath the hypercar. Whoa, the Blauswunde and Speedy Perez are both eliminated on that hit. That was a double takedown and two vehicles that are difficult to take out. Crimson is back with a vengeance. That was almost a triple, but it looks like Helicopter Transport is pretty close to 45. Pierce Velocity slams into position. Speedboat thrown off the track, but it makes the recovery happen. And now that arm is kind of hanging out over Volvo. Rareflow trying to get underneath the Pierce Velocity. It's not going to do much good though, I don't think. Metalloid wedges Rareflow farther underneath the Pierce Velocity, but Pierce handles it. The Schnabel trailer forces Rareflow all the way underneath Pierce Velocity, and it starts to tip just a little bit, but no real damage beyond that. What's Up does its thing, rebounding off of the Schnabel and goes over upside down. Oof, that is another loss for Neon. Very unlike that car. Shadowjet in position. Ski Boat as well. Jet Threat comes down and tosses Ski Boat up in the air, flipping over and making it happen yet again. A nice recovery there by the boat. Mini Cooper forces Jet Threat 4 off of Shadowjet. It flips over and makes a very deft maneuver. Good agility. No ramp for Power Rocket to go off of, so Power Rocket slots in. Mega Lifter Crane breaks the tension with a vengeance, and Silver Slivers now are in trouble. Shadowjet upside down on top of the Schnabel. If it doesn't get off of there, it could be out. The Mini recovers. Amazoom hits the line, and what at first looks like an innocuous hit with no damage actually did take out Skull Crusher up at the front. Just enough force on that tight line of vehicles to force Skull Crusher over. Indigo loses one. A very consistent amount of eliminations in this match so far every round. This time 9 eliminations, and we're taking a measurement on helicopter transport. It does look like helicopter transport managed to settle down the front cab just enough to stay in 40 degrees on that front cab, and it will survive the round. 9 eliminations. Ooh, Neon, not good for them. They are down to just Amazoom. They lost 3 in the round. Silver Sliver is also suffering the loss of 2 vehicles. They are down to just Solaire. Nightmare Fuel will be the first team eliminated. They will get 10th in the finals. Indigo dropped down to 2 from 3. Industrial drops to 3 from 4. Soylent Green steady at 4, and Sunrunners staying in it at 1. 2 of our never eliminated vehicles were eliminated in that round, Cosmic Coupe and Shadow Jet 2, and it does not bode well for either of those teams. Round 4, we're going to start off with Shell Shock for Soylent Green. Soylent excelling in this match so far. Can they keep it up? We've got 3 teams left in the 4-car club. Soylent, Blitzkrieg, and the Splashers. And here comes helicopter transport after a close shave last round. Really mixes things up, but doesn't get any eliminations and sets up the ramp yet again. Power Rocket thriving off of the ramps in this match so far and doing a great job of making recoveries happen. Looks like the old Power Rocket just about to me. The Terrell bobbles the back of helicopter transport this time. Doesn't quite get underneath it all the way. Still probably disabling the ramp. And it looks like Silver Slivers will be the first team to use their bonus action. They are gonna swap out Solaire for the more dependable Shadow Jet 2, who has been their ringer this season. Shadow Jet pushes Terrell even farther under helicopter. No eliminations in the round yet. Sakura Sprinter slots in. Amazoom with a little punch on the back of the Sprinter. Rareflow sticks it underneath Amazoom. Amazoom goes over the top and back down the track, and Rareflow gets a gate in the face. Unbelievably, Amazoom, the only remaining car for the Neon Nashers, who looked very promising, and Amazoom stays alive and keeps them in this match. 3 in 1 round, though. That was bad luck. Rareflow starts to make its way underneath the Sprinter. Sunrunners holding their breath. And the Schnabel trailer will claim 2 victims on that hit. That was nearly a triple takedown, but Tower Boat recovered. Sunrunners are out of the finals. They will get 9th place. And it looks like Blitzkrieg will fall out of the 4-car club. Metalloid pushes Rareflow just a little bit more under Shadow Jet, kind of wedged in there right now. And kaboom! The double-decker bus gets it. Finally gets that triple takedown, but I have bad news for Crimson. One of those eliminated was the Terrell. Still, it is a
triple takedown.
Industrial finally losing helicopter. Shadow Jet is on the ropes. If Shadow Jet stays that way, Silver Slivers are out of the finals. And now Crimson falls to 1. And a bit of the old bouncy for Swamp Buggy, bouncing off that bus. Pierce Velocity swipes that Swamp Buggy and can't do it. Swamp Buggy is on a roll, and Soylent stays at 4. It was a close one for Swamp Buggy, though, on that recovery. Crane Truck tries a takedown on the ski boat, and I can't see what happened. It went over behind the bus and disappeared. I'm guessing it probably recovered, but look at that. Hits a 6 on the way over, and the Megalifter Crane Truck tips and starts to fall. Actually just about takes itself out. And Ski Boat is tricky and makes that recovery happen. Mini Cooper hits the wobbly Crane Truck. Looks like it's wobbling in the right direction for now. Jet Threat backs it down, and we're almost to the hill again. And this is round 4. Speedboat manages to get its prow underneath Jet Threat, but it's not going to make any difference. That was the final car of round 4. Or boat, rather. 5 eliminations in this round, and we are losing 2 more teams. It is definitely getting down to the wire for some of these teams. Taking a look at the aftermath, Silver Slivers fall out of the competition. Super Splashers still at 4, Crimson down to 1 along with Neon Nashers, Blitzkrieg at 3, Ice Pick steady at 2, Industrial falls from 3 to 2, Soylent still at 4, and the Sunrunners are no more. Just 7 teams left in the match. Round 5, here we go. Soylent Green is dominating. Can they keep this going? It's a bit of a surprise. We haven't really seen this kind of behavior from the Soylent team this season. It seemed like they barely scraped their way into the finals, but now they're shining when it matters most. Ooh, right when I say that, Blitzkrieg pounces and evens things out. Just like that, the 4-car club is gone. An elimination for the Splashers and for Soylent. Man, that was a devastating hit. A little wobbling there by the Sea Rescue boat, but it is stuck against the side of the track. The Schnabel forces Firehouse Fueler all the way off the track over the top of Sea Rescue boat, which still does not recover. Kind of trapped and pinned now. Second-rate Crimson Crashers have been reduced to just the double-decker bus now. Amazon the only thing keeping the Nashers in this match. And we're already back around to Soylent Green with the Swamp Buggy. Super Splashers don't have much for offense, but Tower Boat's trying to make something happen. Here's Velocity with the assist. Tower Boat goes flying. Swamp Buggy goes flying. They both recover. They will stay at 3 for each of their teams respectively. No more ramp for Power Rocket to go off of. Just hits a wall and bounces back. Megalifter Crane Truck squeezes Amazoom out of the pack, and it manages to make the recovery happen. Neon Nasher is still alive. Gentle nudge there from the Mini Cooper, and Power Rocket starts to get pushed up. Speedboat treats the back of the Mini Cooper like a little wave, and it bounces up in the air, lands on the crane, and escapes. Almost escapes. Jet Threat slots in safely. Rareflow tries to punch underneath. Jet Threat gets a little bit of penetration. Ski Boat increases the danger for Jet Threat as it escapes to safety. It looks like Jet Threat will survive to see another round, though. That was the final car of round 5. 2 eliminations in that round, and they were both sustained by teams that could afford it. The Super Splashers are going to fall to 3, and so are Soylent Green. That puts them even with Blitzkrieg. Ice Picks and Industrial both have 2. Round 6, still 7 teams in it. We'll be starting off with the Super Splashers. Speedboat collides with Evil Weevil and goes over and upside down. What on earth? A bad bounce for Speedboat to start off this round, and suddenly Super Splashers are showing a crack in the hull. Swamp Buggy finishes off Evil Weevil and lines up down at the bottom of the track. Firehouse Fueler has been deadly in this match and continues its reign of terror. Swamp Buggy thrown into the crates, pushed up, nowhere to go, out. Megalifter slams into Firehouse and nowhere to go, kind of wobbles and turns a little bit, but looks good for the moment. Metaloid with a gentle displacement of the crane, and it safely escapes. Amazoom pushes Metaloid into Firehouse Fueler. The back end goes off the track, but it looks fine. Double Decker puts the squeeze on Metaloid, but Metaloid handles it. Amazoom pushing it up in the air. It lands on top of the crane and settles down. Tower Boat lines up behind the bus. Rareflow tosses it off the track, cannot get under that bus, and that's good news for Crimson. Pierce Velocity tries in vain to push Rareflow underneath the bus, can't do it. Squeezes Rareflow up a little bit though. The Schnabel trailer also tries to do the same thing, but it's a tight line. Power Rocket lines up behind the Schnabel. Ski Boat also lines up. Mini Cooper mixes things up, but is vulnerable, and so is Power Rocket. Final hit of the round, Jet Threat 4, and it damages Soylent Green. The Mini flips over, just about brings it back again, but can't do it. The Ski Boat is in the way, and wow. Soylent Green are going to lose 2 in this round, and suddenly they don't look so hot anymore. 3 losses on the round, no teams eliminated in this round. Taking a look at the aftermath, Super Splashers fall to 2. The boats have never been this far down. Crimson and Neon still in it, Blitzkrieg at 3. And Soylent Green falls from 3 to 1. Industrial Ice Pick still at 2. Blitzkrieg is now currently in the lead. Quite a turnaround for Blitzkrieg and the other two teams that were ahead. Soylent Green may be cracking under the pressure of this finals match. They've never been at one before. Just 2 boats left for Super Splashers. And still 2 large vehicles left for industrial accidents, and they flex that muscle a bunch right here, sending tower boats spiraling all over the place. Firehouse Fueler hangs on, though. One of the Junkyard Joust fans got smacked around a little bit. Not much Metalloid can do except just keep it locked in. And the double-decker bus takes another shot at Metalloid, lofting it over the top of that arm, where it lands safe for the moment. Amazoon with a little rebound off the double-decker. Ooh, a nasty hit from Rare Flow sends Amazoon over the side, and it is stuck sideways. Can it recover from this position, or are Neon Nashers out of the match? Just noticed that the arms have changed sides on the 2 vehicles that have them, Pierce Velocity and the Crane. I guess they decided it was safer to run them on the left for some reason. Those arms not quite low enough to help Amazoon here, it looks like, and the Schnabel has displaced a couple vehicles off the track. No eliminations, though. 2 more cars coming down, Power Rocket and Jet Threat 4. Slotting in, no damage, and that is gonna end round 7. We're gonna lose another team. Neon had some bad luck, and I feel like they could have done better if they had another go at it, and maybe they will next season, but they are out for now, and we are down to just 6 teams in the match. Our 1st, 2nd, and 4th rated teams, and our 7th, 8th, and 9th. 2 bonus actions still remain. Round 8, here we go. Blitzkrieg still doing pretty good. Firehouse Fueler will start us off. So looking at the running order, Neon Nashers got 7th, Silver Sliver is 8th, Sunrunner's 9th, and Nightmare Fuel 10th. Top 6 still to be decided. And kaboom, the Megalifter Crane Truck, the first vehicle to make something happen here in the round. 2 recoveries though, nice recoveries for Indigo and for the Splashers. And Crimson's double-decker bus finally manages to get something to happen with Firehouse Fueler squeezing it off the track. It flips over sideways. And Blitzkrieg finally lose a 3rd vehicle. They are down to 2. Pierce Velocity yet again cannot get Rare Flow underneath that double-decker. They'll keep trying though, I bet. Once we increase the speeds, things could certainly change. All these big vehicles in the finals reminds me of back when Massive Transit won in Season 4. And a massive hit from the Schnabel trailer sends Power Rocket flying over to the right, hitting the cabbage truck, and wait a minute, is Ski Boat beyond 45, lodged up against the fence, and we might have another elimination for Super Splashers. I think we're gonna have to take a measurement though. Looks like the cabbage truck got kind of smashed around by Power Rocket. A nice safe run by Jet Threat's gonna end round 8. And we've got 1 elimination, but we have 2. This is big for the Super Splashers. A lot of people thought this vehicle was invincible, and it looks like it is at 49 degrees. That is gonna be the end of the line. Super Splashers is gonna fall down to 1. Blitzkrieg is now at 2. 3 teams with 1 vehicle left and 3 with 2. It is close right now. 1 more perfect record falls. We've got 4 left on the field. The Joust fans look a little addled. I don't know if they realize what they're doing exactly. And Cookie is trying to get inside that cabbage truck. Round 9, here we go. The Pierce Velocity aerial platform will start us off. Followed by Metalloid for the Indigo Ice Picks. Megalifter Crane Truck tries a takedown, but Metalloid is savvy and does it again. Nice recovery there, hitting the crates nice and even. Height of 6 before it rebounds back and makes the landing happen. Indigo does not have any bruisers in this match. They are just surviving. The double-decker bus collides with the 2 armed vehicles. And now Tower Boat takes position on the track. Only 1 boat remaining. Rare Flow sneaks underneath, cannot take the boat out. Jet Threat slams into position. I'm starting to get the feeling we might be going to increase speeds pretty soon. However, Power Rocket manages to displace Rareflow, goes curbside. Uh-oh. The Schnabel comes down to try to finish the job, but was it enough? Rareflow goes curbside and almost over. Is it beyond 45? Doesn't quite look like it to me. That's the closest we've seen to elimination of this car so far. It is at 40 degrees, survives the round, and we will go to increased speeds. This time, Industrial got the roll. They will start us off with the Megalifter crane truck at increased speeds. Things are going to start to get interesting for these big vehicles at these high speeds. Pierce Velocity going curbside on that big hit. Metalloid takes a shot at it, trying to knock it over, but that is not happening. Pierce going arm to arm to stay upright. Double-decker bus clears Pierce Velocity from the track completely, which is great for it. And the tiny tower boat just kind of hits that wall and gets stuck there. Rareflow shoots underneath the tower boat, and unbelievably a perfect over easy. The tower boat landing in the only way that it could be eliminated. Rareflow with the takedown, and the Super Splashers, ranked number 1, have just been eliminated from the match. Unless that boat gets knocked over, the Schnabel pushes Rareflow finally underneath the double-decker. Oh, wow. Are we about to see two big teams ranked 1 and 2 eliminated from this match right now? Jet Threat not able to do too much. But Power Rocket strikes, and Jet Threat is thrown up in the air against the back of the Schnabel, and it does not come back from this. Blitzkrieg is gonna fall to 1, and this round is not over. Super Splashers, of course, still have a bonus action, and they are left with no choice but to try Winnebago Surprise. This is their only chance to get Tower Boat back up again. A nice big hit from Winnebago could be just what they need, and Winnebago doesn't do much. Wrestles with Power Rocket, knocks Jet Threat off the track, but it is still eliminated, and Tower Boat not even remotely affected by that big hit from Winnebago. Also not affected was the double-decker bus. Rareflow got way underneath. Crimson breathing a sigh of relief after that round. First-ranked team just got eliminated, and almost the second-ranked team. Let's take a look at the aftermath. They said it couldn't be done. The Super Splashers are out. The boats have been eliminated. Blitzkrieg once leading, now down to just 1. Blitzkrieg falls from 2 to 1. The Indigo Ice Picks and Industrial Accidents are currently out front. Soylent still in this with Rareflow, who's been getting some good eliminations. 3 perfect records stand, and I don't know what Cookie is doing. I think she's trying to get into the cabbage truck for some reason.
I gotta steal all the food for my dinner.
Feels like there might be some hijinks going on here. Whatever the case may be, it is now round 11, and things are changing quickly in this finals match. Metalloid starts us off. And oh no, Evil Weevil! Evil Weevil has been destroyed. Our track buffer receives a lot of abuse, as you've seen, and this Evil Weevil, I'm afraid, has succumbed. Finally. It's been a tough season, a lot of big vehicles, a lot of punishment dished out, and it looks like it's the end of the line for this track buffer. And a not very pleasant end for Evil Weevil on that hit from Crane Lifter. Oh man, the humanity. Evil Weevil's bits strewn all over the field. Well, you did a great job, little track buffer. I'm sorry about this. Metalloid escaped on that hit, and now Rareflow punches into the back of the crane. The double-decker bus tightens things up. We got 3 locked in. Pierce Velocity cannot break that line. It is tight. Power Rocket gets under Pierce Velocity and just about throws it over. Wow, that was a close call. Blitzkrieg just about goes lights out on that hit. Speaking of lights out, the Schnabel takes down Power Rocket, throwing it over, and Power Rocket does not manage to make the recovery happen. Kind of skids, but does not grip, and is stuck upside down. Perhaps a victim of its own weight gain. Power Rocket will be the sole elimination in round 11. not counting the remnants of the track buffer Evil Weevil. Indigo falls to 1, but they are still in this. And now Industrial is the only team with 2 vehicles left. Using advanced technology, we have cloned Evil Weevil several times over, so we've got some backups for the track buffer. Round 12 will be starting off with the Megalifter crane truck for Industrial, who are now firmly in command of this match. We are still at increased speeds. If we don't get any eliminations in this round, we'll go to maximum speed. Pierce Velocity almost gets Rare Flow off the track, starts to wobble a little bit up on the side, but locks it in at the end. Metalloid has been performing well for Indigo. It's got to take Power Rocket Spirit and channel that. 309 gram hit from the double-decker, and finally Rare Flow goes over, squeezed off the track by that mighty smack. Crimson Crasher is finally able to dislodge Rare Flow, and Soylent Green are finished. The Schnabel with another big hit, and does it do friendly fire damage? Wow, that crane looks mighty close to 45 degrees. Obviously, we're gonna have to take a measurement on that. We've got 1 elimination for sure, and 1 team that will be leaving the competition. The crane stands at 40 degrees and will not be eliminated in this round. Soylent Green gets 5th place in the tournament, and we have just 4 teams remaining. Who will be the top 3? And of course, who will be number 1? We're gonna find out sooner than later. Another unstoppable car has been stopped. Round 13, here we go. 4 teams left, 5 vehicles. The new cloned Evil Weevil takes a big hit, flopped off the track, but handles it with ease. Let's hope for a nice long life for this Evil Weevil. Pierce Velocity slams into position. These armed vehicles doing very well for themselves here in the finals. Metalloid with a metallic clang as it rebounds and then gets caught on the track, goes curbside. And here comes Crimson's bus to clean house. Almost all the vehicles off the track except for the crane. The Schnabel's gonna smash into position, and that will do it for round 13. We are going to maximum speed, and these are the biggest vehicles to have ever done this before. Megalifter crane truck will start us off. Can it handle the increased speed? Boom! It does handle it quite nicely, and man, that new Evil Weevil is getting broken in real good. I see a chunk of something. I hope it wasn't a piece already off of the Evil Weevil clone. Hits a height of 7 before making that landing. Good job, Evil Weevil. I have a feeling that Evil Weevil is going to be leaving the track entirely pretty soon for No Holds Barred. The big bus squeezes Metalloid off the track, and it makes a fantastic recovery, bouncing off the crane. Hits a height of 6. Indigo Ice Picks love their agility, and this car's got it. Bruising hit from Pierce Velocity, and look at the wobbling. The bus goes up and just about tips. Crimson is really playing with borrowed time here. The Schnabel trailer cruises on through, and the Pierce Velocity goes all the way up to the crates. No eliminations, and yep, it's time. No holds barred. That means vehicles can go down backwards, and it also means there will be no track buffer. Our new cloned buffer got some serious action, but now gets a little rest. Industrial a little worried about that safety rail, but the Schnabel seems to be able to handle it. Just about tips over, though. Very spooky behavior by that giant vehicle. Metalloid is just a survivor, can't really do a whole lot for damage, but stays on the track. The double-decker bus squeezes Metalloid off the track, and Metalloid survives yet another massive hit. Double hit, really. Indigo stays alive. Pierce Velocity goes off to the left. Not as heavy as these other big vehicles. Only a measly 103 grams. Crane gets a nice hit, but it can't do anything, and we've got no eliminations on the first round of No Holds Barred. Maybe someone will give going backwards a try here at some point, or maybe not, since they know this is working. The running order will change up again, but Industrial will start us off because they have 2 left. And this time it doesn't go well for the Schnabel, flipping over sideways after that bounce, and it looks like this could be curtains. The double-decker bus with a massive hit, and look at this. The Schnabel trailer has made a recovery on that hit. A 177-gram vehicle, and it was just playing dead on the track, squeezing itself back over. Unbelievable recovery. Pierce Velocity can't do anything to that bus and goes halfway off the track. Metalloid with a nice heaving hit, and for a second it looked like the fire engine was going to go over, but it comes back and recovers. Mega Lifter crane truck with a gigantic hit, and Metalloid goes up on top of the double-decker, falls back down again, and its luck finally runs out, and so do the Indigo Ice Picks. They have run out of gas, and they will get fourth in this competition. Now the question is the crane beyond 45 degrees? We've seen this before. It probably isn't. It is 43, a very close call, but Metalloid the sole elimination in this round. We are down to 3 teams, 4 cars. Round 16 is over. Here we go, round 17. Industrial starts off again with the Schnabel. This time the Schnabel trailer manages to hold it together and stay locked in on the track. Crimson comes down with the double-decker. They do not want to go first with this thing because it is very unstable. As you can see it wobbling right there. Pierce Velocity does what it normally does, hits that bus and bounces off the track. And the Mega Lifter crane truck gives it a big hit, knocking it over into the fence. No eliminations in this round. We will blaze our way right into the next round, and the Schnabel tips this time, going over sideways like it did before. Can it make a miracle recovery again? It does. Apparently this is a thing for the Schnabel trailer. It does this every time. The bus plows into it, and it makes the recovery by bending up by the cab and getting pushed over. Absolutely unheard of. There's the Pierce Velocity taking position again. A massive hit from the crane again, and finally the Pierce Velocity 100-foot aerial platform is no more. Tips over sideways on its weak side, goes up against the crates, and that will do it for Glitzkrieg. They will get 3rd place in this competition. And now we are down to just 2nd-ranked Crimson Crashers and 8th-ranked Industrial Accidents, who still have 2 vehicles left. Only the bus has never been eliminated this season, and if it does get eliminated, Crimson are finished. Here we go again. What will the Schnabel do this time? It hits the safety rail and tips over sideways. Can it do that ridiculous recovery yet again? Every single time the bus causes it to recover once more. How many times is it going to be able to pull this off? Mega Lifter has been good with the takedowns and gets a good hit in on the bus. It goes up, it goes on top of the safety rail, kind of grips it, and stays alive. Wow, it tipped to the left a lot on that big hit. Here we go again with the Schnabel. Will the safety rail break off, or will it just keep taking this pounding? Schnabel is sideways again. Absolutely unbelievable. Yet again, the trailer recovers on a hit from the bus. The Mega Lifter crane truck gets another shot at the double-decker and still cannot do it. It goes up on the left of the track, nearly goes over, but balances and stays steady. It just feels like it's a matter of time before Crimson is finished. And as I say that, oh no, tragedy strikes Industrial. The Schnabel trailer bounces back, flips over, and goes off the track. There is no chance of recovery now. The Crimson Crashers now face a choice. Send the bus down and risk that safety rail, or do what they've decided to do, which is use their bonus action car swap. Which one are they gonna swap for? The double-decker bus will not be eliminated this season as it is being swapped out for, oh my, the Tyrrell. Crimson has used their bonus action to send the Tyrrell down backwards. The Tyrrell hits that safety barrier and is relatively stable. I am still a little surprised. Thought Crimson would go with something that has a little bit more agility here. They are hoping the Mega Lifter crane truck will go awry on top of that ramp, and it kind of just drives right over it, climbs over the top, and does not look like it did the trick at all. Still an interesting choice by Crimson to try to stay in and win this match, since they know that the double-decker cannot handle that impact. They saved their bonus action until now for a reason. Industrial falls to 1, just the Mega Lifter crane. How your car handles the impact with the safety rail can make or break your team. Here we go. Starting us off, it will be Industrial. They got the roll, and now we will alternate between the two teams. The crane does not handle that safety rail very well, tipping over just about sideways. We've seen the crane in this position before, and it's not beyond 45 degrees, so what is the Tyrrell going to do here? Crimson decides to send it down forward. The Tyrrell slides rather gently underneath the crane, pushes it up just a little bit into the air. The crane tips. It looks like a few more degrees. Will it be enough to win the Crimson Crashers the Junkyard Joust World Championship? We are gonna take the measurement and find out. An outrageous gambit by Crimson. Industrial dominating most of this match. 47 degrees is the final measurement. The Mega Lifter crane is out of the match, and the Crimson Crashers have won the finals in a stunning defeat. After 8 seasons of attempting to do exactly this, the Crimson Crashers have finally done it. So many close calls, so many things that could have gone wrong along the way, but Crimson has made it. They will be the new Junkyard Joust World Champions for the very first time. And wow, wasn't it a team effort? Every vehicle on that team pulling its weight, in some cases a lot of weight. Quick mention of the most valuable player this season. It was the Schnabel trailer for Industrial. The Schnabel got them this far. Industrial would have been eliminated if not for this big vehicle. Congrats to our MVP, but here are the champions. They will be a force to reckon with next season. And it looks like something's going on over at the cabbage truck. Baby Cookie probably still miffed about what happened to her team.
Not anymore.
Uh-oh, where did you get that, Cookie?
Porcupines.
What are you doing?
I blast my quads.
Baby Cookie, get away from that missile. Don't climb up there. What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
Look, you knocked Petey over. Cookie, put that missile away. I've told you not to play with missiles here on the Joust.
Well, this has been fun, but I gotta go.
Cookie, get back down here. Cookie!
I'm not convinced.
Cookie!
Bye-bye.
Cookie!